Welcome back. This time we're in a Subaru STI, Impreza WRX STI. This car has a lot more power than the Audi TT I was just in, but it is a four-wheel drive, so you can steer rigorously with it, and you can be very hard on the throttle, and the car will just seem to sort everything out for you. So it's a great car to learn the balance of drifting with. I like this more than the Lancer. It just feels better to me. Other people might differ, so that is once again personal preference, which is the great thing about drifting, because a lot of it is a personal style that comes into it. So because this car has more power, you're going to be coming into corners a lot faster than you might have been in a Audi TT. But since it is four-wheel drive, you can be very rigorous with your steering and very violent with your inputs and still have the car slide fairly smoothly. You'll notice I will still use the e-brake to kind of kick the back end out if I find myself understeering a little bit through the corner, and that just helps prolong the drift in these four-wheel drive cars. And it's pretty much a technique I use in most all four-wheel drive cars that I drift, just as this little safety device. So you can just mash on the throttle in these cars, and these cars will just hook up and go through the corner. So don't be afraid to be heavy-footed in these kind of cars, because the car's drivetrain will kind of give you enough grip and get you through the corner. So let's attack this long sweeper right here. Watch your entry speed as you go in. And you just want to be nice and smooth with your steering on those long, smooth corners. But on these short, fast corners, you can be very violent and just get the car sideways. And they will just hook up and drift beautifully. So, like other four-wheel drive cars, this is a great car to throw around and just stand on the gas, and actually standing on the gas will stabilize the car as you go through. So use a lot of feint motion and just not worry too much about throttle input, and just stand on it, and you'll get these cars through the corner nice and smoothly. So your steering input's going to be a lot more violent in these four-wheel drive cars than they will be in an FR car or an MR car, simply because the car is more stable and it will just grip and kind of drift you around the corner like so, and you can be very violent and get really sideways, and the car will still be fairly recoverable. So you could get really sideways in these cars and still be able to catch the drift, as long as you stand on the gas. So let's say I were to not stand on the gas. That will actually kill the drift in these four-wheel drive cars. So let's try and demonstrate that. See, not standing on the gas will just kill the drift, and you'll just end up with too much grip. So you can go kamikaze in these cars. Just go ahead and go all out. Use a lot of feint motion and a lot of throttle work, and you'll be able to find out that these cars will slide around the corners just as long as you give it the right motion. So it's all about weight shifting, just like the other cars. But unlike the other cars, you can just stand on the gas. And the car will just kind of glide through the corners.